I mean, in the room, it was clear that everybody is looking for the answer. And I was surprised that we are looking for the answer from outside. The people who are supposed to find answers to the room, to the question, they are in the room. So we are the people who's supposed to generate answers, where to move on, how to build future. There is like the chaotic processes that's taking place in our region. I mean, we should embrace it, understand that we cannot create alternative reality. This is the region and the reality that we have, and we have to function in this environment. So it's a new challenge. Nothing like that. We didn't have any similar challenges in the past, but we have to, like the think tanks and civil society organizations, they are the front runners in each society, right? They have to come up with ideas, new approaches, develop new way of creating new ways of interaction between the state actors and the non-state actors, civil society organizations, and etc. So I believe in this context, the most effective way that can help all of us would be how to move on with regional integration. I believe South Caucasus is late to this integration process. We're supposed to start this process way earlier. We are seeing that similar regions like the Central Asia, Baltic countries, Balkan region, all of them, they had supranational entities that unites all of them, and that helps them to develop certain regional at least regional vision on certain issues that cannot survive without cooperation. We don't have that. So that is why, taking into account the state of affairs that we are in right now, I believe we have to work on regional integration. And regional integration should start with the active role of think tanks and civil society actors. Without the vision, without building how we are going to survive this time period, how we are going to face the challenges that we are.
What kind of challenges?
I believe that we are facing geopolitical challenges, economic challenges, cultural challenges. Armenia, like the recent developments in Armenia, identity challenges, regional identity challenges for all of us. Like the geopolitical identity challenges, like that is there is actually there's one big question out: is South Caucasus a region, or like I said, political region or geographic region, right? So there's so many challenges that we are facing right now. So I believe in this context we have to understand that: are we Eastern Europe? Are we part of Greater Middle East? Are we Central Asia? Are we Zakavkazia? So this kind of questions, that the challenges. I believe we have to embrace all of those challenges and work together, make sure that the regional civil society organizations, they understand each other, and of course, we need to increase the intensity of the contacts. I would say that one of the biggest the problems that we have, there was not enough not the sufficient intensity of the contacts among ourselves. We would talk to each other in European Union platforms, United States platforms, etc., right? But also we fail to build a platform on our own, how to work on this, where we can meet and all three nations can talk, right? So this is the way. These are the issues to work on, and this is the way out of the chaotic state of affairs that we are right now. And
yeah, so where we can find these answers? I mean, inside the region, outside the region, where is the keys?
That's the thing. We have to the common events such as this one, discussing these issues. That is going to generate answers to the questions that we are looking for, right? The answers that we are looking for, we cannot find that answer outside of the region, because nobody knows our region better than ourselves, right? We know our region, and we can generate answers to those questions, but it requires more intensive contact, collaboration, and cooperation, of course. And I believe that this is the state of affairs, like when everybody is a bit pessimistic, that the room for operations are getting limited. But I believe that the cooperation on regional topics, there is still enough room to do certain projects, to make certain activities, and I believe that we have to use this chance.
What is the main threat?
The main threat, of course, I believe that I already said that the identity, like that, is there is a region in South Caucasus. So how we should see South Caucasus overall? It's a region or not? The identity. So we have not developed common identity in South Caucasus, right? Azerbaijan is much more attached to its Turkic identity. Georgia, for a long time, would imagine itself somewhere in the middle of the Black Sea. Armenia would see itself like very integrated in like the part of the Middle East and the European and etc. Right, and the be part of that. So this is the issue, that how we are going to evaluate our regional identity. I believe that for some period, we forgot our geographical position, that we are neighbors here, and that we have to, like, they will like each other or not, it doesn't matter, like we have to find common solutions for the common problems. And if we are living together in the same region, these problems are going to be there, and that these problems require common and joint work.
And my last question, how is Russia's war in Ukraine involving our region?
Apologies. How Russia's war or the recent developments in so again, like the war, the Russia-Ukraine war, of course, that changed the regional balance, and I believe that Russian troops leaving Karabakh, Armenia, formally announcing that it recognizes Karabakh as part of Azerbaijan, it all fits to that time period that we call Russia-Ukraine war, right? It all took place after the beginning of those military actions. But I would say that the recent developments taking place between Russia and Ukraine raises a lot of questions, like what if there is a ceasefire? What will happen to us? So if there is a ceasefire, so if we stop everything as it is, and that's likely scenario, Russia is going to be left with huge military resources, 500,000 people who can fight, and huge economic problems. So will Russia use military resources to overcome economic problems, right? So traditionally, Russia did something similar in the past, right? Taking control of the region just to please the internal audience, that Ukraine, it was not successful in Ukraine, but it can be successful in South Caucasus or Central Asia, etc., etc. So that is the scenario that requires even closer cooperation. Of course, there is quite many positive scenarios about the internal transformation of Russia, etc., etc. But I would say that there were so many expectations about the Russian economy right after the beginning war with Ukraine, that the sanctions are going to collapse it, etc., etc. But we are seeing that certain scenarios, they did not realize. So it means that at least we have to focus on the scenarios that can affect all of us. And I believe that in that case, this scenario, that if there is a ceasefire, if warring parties stop exactly at the places that they are right now, it's going to leave Russia with huge military resources, huge army, manpower who learned how to fight, especially modern warfare, and economic problems. So this is a very, very dangerous mix. So how Georgia, Azerbaijan and Armenia should cooperate on this issue, because if there is a attempt to overcome, attempt to control Georgia, so it means that Azerbaijan access to Black Sea and Turkey also under control. What's going to be the reaction of Azerbaijan? If there is an attempt to control Central Asia, so Azerbaijan declares Central Asia it's the main destination for it, like main the vision. It's about building ties with Central Asia and building bridges between Central Asia and the European Union, right? So how it's going to affect Azerbaijan's approach to that? So it means that there are so many common issues that we cannot ignore. Security issues, economic issues, identity issues, geographical issues, so many other issues such as this one. So all of those issues require closer cooperation, and I believe that this is perfect time for regional integration, and the civil societies should lead the show.